Hello everybody, this is Greg29407 back with another episode of Shroud of the Avatar. Well, this is a continuation of our last chapter where we were doing the Path of Truth in the game, and we ended up in Kiln, and here we are right outside of Kiln. As you remember, we are doing the Path of Truth, and in this case we have found something called bone steel. It's a dagger made of bone steel, and let me pull up the map here. And we found this in Blood River, and where there's a big massacre where a bunch of people from Aerie came in and they killed all these elves that were living there, murdered them all, and they found this thing called bone steel. And so I was then sent down to Aerie to talk to a blacksmith. He said, "Oh, that's really interesting, bone steel. You should go up and talk to the elves up in Vertas." So I went back up this road here over to Vertas, which is an elven town, and he said, "Oh, that's really interesting. You should go talk to someone over in Janiford." So Janiford is right over here. So we talked to this lady in Janiford. She goes, "Oh, that's really interesting. You should go talk to somebody in Kiln." So we just came over to Kiln, and we talked to this fawn who said, "Oh, you need to go to Etceter, and then Xenos, and then Artifice." So we're going to follow his lead and go to Etceter next and see where the story is taking us. So Etceter is going to be going this way. And as you can tell, it's a lot of walking around in this map, in this mission. You just kind of go around from town to town, trying to piece the puzzle together. Maybe. And again, so far we've only talked to people. We have not done any kind of fighting at all. Or any figuring out stuff. So Etceter is down this road. Actually, I'm going to pull back up the map so you can see where we're going. The game map is fairly large, and especially when you're fairly new to it, it can be a little confusing as to where everything's at. But Etceter is it's not a huge town. It's an important town, but it's not massive, but it's pretty neat looking. Right up this road here. And again, I saw some pictures today where they're going to do some polish on this town. They're going to clean it up a little bit and make it look a little nicer just prior to it being released, before the game comes out. So let's go in here and try and see if we can find some answers. And again, I have been through this mission before, so I'm going to take more of the direct route. I'll take you to who you need to talk to and say the things you need to say, and get you on your way. And when you're doing the mission, you can kind of stop and talk to the other people and smell the flowers or whatever you want to do. So let's talk to this guard over here. "You dare speak to me? You are brave. Ho ha! Welcome to Etceter, tiny human. Bone steel. Give me that dagger. It is shiny, and thus it is mine. That is how these things work." Say Artifice. "Oh, it is there, atop the highest peak of Elysium, and we are there, and you wish to be there." Whoops. Pilgrimage. "The pilgrims go to Xenos. They pay good money to do so. It's a good deal. Ho ha." Alright. Etceter is just their town. Xenos. Xenos is in Elysium. It is where you want to go, but you cannot. It is funny. Ha ha ho. Xenos is where all the cares of your silly people are taken care of because you cannot take care of yourself like we satyrs. So we take you there. Ha ha. It is a good deal and a good coin. If you wish to go to Xenos, to Avitas, you must convince, and I do not think you can. Ho ha. Avitas is the keeper of the harbor. If you wish to go to Xenos, through him you will fly. So Avitas is the guy we need to go talk to. And it's getting nighttime again. So let's see if our magic lantern is going to work. So I'm going to go down here to the harbor to talk to Avitas. So this thing still says travel to Etceter. So we are in Etceter, but we haven't completed the little, oh, you're here kind of thing. We'll do that when we talk to this Artifice guy, I think. He's down here on the coastline. Let's see if this is him. Harbor Master. Welcome, human, to the free city of Etceter. I am Artifice, the master of the harbor, and I serve all who seek to book passage onward to Elysium and Xenos. Ho-ha. All it takes is a bit of coin. Let's click on passage. Passage is not for the timid. There are many ahead of you. You should tell me why you seek your way to Xenos. If you do not have a very good reason, you will have to wait your turn. Ho-ha. It may be a week or 3 or 5. Wait, is that bone steel dagger you're carrying? Surely a human would not have such a wonder. Well, that is very shiny. I'm sure someone like you appreciates its quality would be welcome in Xenos. Of passage we must discuss. Ha ha. Well, for someone like you, passage is not an issue. Ho ha. Ignore all the rabble here. They are not the same as beings of commerce and quality such as ourselves. No, just go to Captain Steele over on the next dock and tell him I sent you. He will see you on the next boat out. Okay. So Captain Steele is not here. Captain Steele is wandering around somewhere because it's nighttime. Is Captain Steele over here? No. Heck, we may have to wait till the next morning. Let's just double check here. Because it's evening, you know, they have these things where you can't do everything in the middle of the day. It's you can in the daytime. Heck. Okay, well, it looks like we're stuck overnight. Let's see if he's in here getting liquored up. Okay, that's not the guy we want to talk to. Let's go around here. Guild Registrar, no. Hey, this guy over here. He's got it covered up. Oh, great, a talker. Unless you plan and try and stab me with it, I don't care about some worthless dagger. If you're saying you best not be planning to stab me with it. Okay. All right, so we obviously have to wait until morning time for this guy to show back up. So I will put this on pause, and we'll pick it up as soon as daylight comes back. Well, we are back. It was a long night laying here on the beach, and look who's showing up finally, Captain Steele. Let's go talk to him. It's very uncomfortable. It's about half an hour in real time, so let's see what he has to say. Road new entry. Good day to thee, traveler. I hope the sea winds find you fair. Bone steel. I know little of such stuff myself. You may want to talk to sailors about such thing. Pilgrimage. Pack of silly gits they are, all expecting some mysterious thing to solve all their problems. You and I know that the sea nor the land allows such. Life requires strife and struggle. I have no respect for these pikers. Artifice. The crown of Elysium, 'tis what I've heard. I've never been myself, a bit too far. All right, let's see. I want him to give me some passage. Take his name. Yep. Earned. Yep. Well. Let's see. Avitus. Ah, already talked to Avitus you have. Then I would wager his passage to Xenos. Yes. Ah, Avitus has cleared you, has he not? Well, if you have enough coin, I will take you to Xenos in haste. What say ye? Ready to sail? Yes. Very well then, to Xenos, good traveler. So I'm going to click farewell, and then we should disappear. There we go. And we're going to end up directly over in Xenos. Now, Xenos is a pretty large town in the game. And the entrance into Xenos is a long way away from the docks, which is where we're going to end up going. So the good thing about taking this passage is he takes you right to the docks. So we'll be really close to where we need to go. I think Xenos was the first town that had the internal transporters where you can just kind of click on something, you go from one side of the map to the other. They've now added that to other towns like Artifice and things like that. So there's Captain Steele. We have to gain access to Artifice. So what we want to do is we want to go in here. Let me see if he tells us anything. I don't think he tells us anything. Let's see. I'm done for the day. All right, so yeah, he doesn't tell us anything. I don't think so. You just kind of have to know. Let's go into our journal. Current tasks. I have arrived at Xenos and must now find a way to gain access to Artifice. Perhaps the gathering of pilgrims in an amphitheater nearby is worth pursuing. Okay, I'm glad there's something to tell us here where you need to go. And the amphitheater is just in here. I'm going to step it the back way. Now, this is where this mission sometimes gets bugged. Hopefully it's not. This is the guy we want to talk to. His name is Notice. There we go. Greetings, Outlander. I have been waiting for your arrival, and my time in Xenos is short. I was foretold of your coming and your need to enter Artifice immediately without the slightest delay. Let's click on his name. Say he's Notice. I am Chancellor Notice, intermediary of Boreas and overseer of the Artifice Lottery. Boreas, blah, 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 blah. While seeking the truth of the Artifice, Boreas presented himself to me. He required an intermediary to relay his wisdom. After all, my kind has, through determination and fortitude, turned away from our own internal chaos to and adopt truth and reason. That's kind of awkward. As such, I am uniquely qualified for the task. Thus, I am his voice among those still on the path to truth and am entrusted to oversee the lottery by which pilgrims are selected to go onward to Artifice. Okay, whatever. So we can now enter Artifice. I do want to talk to this one guy over here, though. It's our old friend Kiakis from Vertas. Good to confirm you're still well, Killdozer. Okay. Bone Steel. I suspect that the only way to discover if the bone steel dagger you possess was forged within the Artifice is to travel there yourself to investigate. If you speak to Notice, I am certain he can assist you in gaining access. Okay. So we are now going to go to Artifice. And the way that we're going to do that... Oops, I got to turn around. There we go. We're going to go back to these docks where we came from, and we're going to go back into the overworld and just walk over to Artifice. It's as simple as that. There should be a boat down here. Alrighty. So again, let's recap. We went to Blood River, and we talked to a guy. He sent us to Aerie to talk to a guy. He sent us to Vertus to talk to a guy. He sent us to Jennifer to talk to a lady. He sent us to Kiln to talk to a guy. He sent us to Etceter to talk to a guy. He took us to Xenos to talk to a guy. And now we're going to Artifice. That's pretty much the entire path of truth so far. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. That is basically all we've done. And Artifice is right up the hill here. Up the road and around the corner. Oh, I don't want to fight that skeleton guy. Oh, come on. I hate these stupid things. All right, I'm going to cut this part out. So I will be back when we get out of this little story. Okay, we're back. after you've been doing like long sessions in this game, you start to look at everything in the game as a series of loading screens as opposed to actual stories, and you just start to dread anything that's going to give you a loading screen, which that last little thing was. I just ran out of there as soon as I could. So here's Artifice. It's kind of neat looking, and we will go through a loading screen to get into Artifice. And this is where the bulk of the story, such as it is, really takes place, in Artifice. This is where all those pilgrims that we were standing next to were trying to get to. All these people are trying to get to Artifice that the satyrs kind of run, and the fawns are involved. And Artifice is supposedly this wonderful place where all these pilgrims were. I should have mentioned when we were talking to Notice in Xenos, all those people were standing around. There were pilgrims. They wanted to get to Artifice. They're waiting. They're in that lottery to try and to win the right to go to Artifice. And we're just going to waltz right on in thanks to our bone steel dagger. All these people just love this Artifice place. What could that mean? Some of the art design in this game is just absolutely beautiful. Look at that. That is really neat looking. Little waterfalls and stuff. Good heavens. You know, these satyrs are pretty evil guys, but they sure are friendly in this section, aren't they? They just welcome you with open arms to come into this Artifice. Okay, the Welcomer. Welcome, Pilgrim. Artifice lies beyond me upstairs if you have the key to your desire. Don't forget, once inside, your experience is customized just for you. Roll up and over, your celebration awaits. Yeehaw. Alright, we're going to enter this place. And we got a load screen. Okay, almost in. Okay, so here we are in the first stage of Artifice. We could talk to these guys. So we just came in here. We could talk to these jokers, but there's 3 doors. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go in. We have to go into each one of them, and they all represent some type of sin. Piles of gold lie cast about around you. The room gleams. Whatever. So anyway, look at greedy pilgrim. Greedy pilgrim. It's all mine and everything. Okay. So it's all interesting looking stuff. All the money and gold and things. So go to back here and there's a gift of envy. Let's open that box up and there's a key of envy. We want to take that. All right. You can talk to these guys and they'll talk to you a little bit about their needs and wants. Okay. Let's go to the next door. All right. Before you is arranged a magnificent feast. All around, people are greedily eating and drinking constantly. So this is the room of gluttony. All these guys. Now, they don't have a lot of fat people. It seems like they'd all be really fat. But okay, so we're going to go to this box. Gift of hunger. And there's a key of hunger. Take it. Okay. And again, as you go through this thing, if you want to talk to all these people and get to know them and their needs and their wants and stuff, feel free. All right, now, we're going to the X-rated room here. So if you're a little kid, you're going to enjoy this. Oh, boy. There's all sorts of shenanigans going on in this room. Woo! So we're going to go to this box, the gift of longing, and the key of longing. We're going to take that. And you can talk to some of these. I've actually talked to all these people before, and this is kind of risque, But all right. So we've done those 3 rooms, and that's all there is to do with that. I like this room the best with the globe up there, the dome up there. Now, we talked to this joker here. Hello, Avatar. I am tasked with watching the entrance to the lower halls. If you wish to move deeper into Artifice, we ask you to try the outer halls first, which we've already done. Now, what you need to do, you can't get through this door here without using those keys we just took. And you can't see it because it's poorly designed. But there's 3 slots for hunger, longing, and envy. So double-click that. It puts those keys in for you. And it lets you through. So it's really hard to see that. There's nothing that tells you you'd have to do that. So it's just, when I first did this, I spent a lot of time just going, what do I do now? What's going on? What's happening here? So that's what you got to do. Okay, now we're getting to the really disturbing part. Do not interfere with what you see beyond these doors. Okay, room number 1. All right, here this guy's a victim. Something's not right. I'm scared. Do something. Something's wrong here. Something wrong with Artifice. I need to go find out who's in charge of this madhouse. Maybe find someone in charge. Get him to let us go. Something. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. So there's all sorts of perversions and crazy stuff going on. All right, so that's room 1. Let's go deeper. Now the victim is invisible here. There's a little thing here. Tormentor. There will be no mercy. Let's see what he has to say. You're interrupting my fun. And he can talk to a lot more. So, winch. So apparently there's supposed to be a woman in there. Victim. She's invisible right now. I think there's torture. There's some torture devices there. You can hear her moaning and groaning. All these people are watching and enjoying themselves. Somewhat disturbing. Deeper. Room number 3. All right. Now they got these children in here. These children are in there, so they're going to torture the children. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. They're all laughing. The kids are scared. You can talk to them. Deeper in. Alrighty. So now this is like the deepest torture chamber. Look at this body parts and all sorts of horrible things going on. And there's all these children in there. In his room. And he's like, how do you get them out of here? I don't have a key for that. Oops. Oh, no. Or as Mr. Bill would say, oh, no. Oops. Yeah, don't step on that plate right here. That plate is bad news. Sorry, kids. I'm not sure if there's another way of getting out of there. I'm not sure if you can get in there without actually killing the kids. You might be able to, but I haven't been able to figure it out how. So this is just a disgusting, horrible, horrible, disastrous place. Now, we're going to go through this thing. We are now in a maze. Okay, so I got to get up my map. I have actually mapped out this maze. And unfortunately, I cannot show that. And there's no, the soda map doesn't work in here. Current scene not found. Because the whole point of this is for you to search through the map and stuff. So what's going to happen is you can wander through these things and find it. So you can find these doors. Now, if I go through this door, I'm right back at the entrance at the very beginning of the maze. So there's a bunch of these. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these different. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 of these different doors. There's also some type of transporter things that we'll run into. So I'm going to go around this way. What I did was I started looking at let me show you. So right now I am facing due south. Okay. That's weird. I'm not sure why it's. Let me go back in here. Okay. So I am facing due south. So that if that may help you out. And you can start drawing out. I drew this out on a sheet of paper, which I'm looking at now. So I'm going to go around this way. And this way. Now watch what happens. There are 4 spots that this happens. Watch this. I'm kind of stopped, and then, oops, I just popped up in a different place in the map. I am now in a different place in the map. And I can go back through there and go back to where I was before, though. I'm just going to bypass a lot of this stuff, and I got through the maze. So as you do this, you'll probably find you have to go through all the different hallways, and you get lost and try and find your way back. And it's a little confusing, but once you map it out, you know exactly where to go, like I just did. And that's part of the. I guess it's kind of fun. It's kind of, at least there's a certain way to do it. There's a little bit of a brain teaser, but I kind of enjoy that part. So we made it to this. This is where we want to try and get to. And there's our old friend Notice, who we talked to in Xenos. Let's see if we talk to him again. Welcome, welcome. It's good of you to join me. I would offer you some wine, but I suspect you've had your fill of that upstairs, no? In any event, few have made it this far. It's been a long journey, has it not? You are now, I'm quite sure, familiar with our little home for humans. Tell me, what do you think about it? Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it's evil. If you're playing an evil-based character, you want to say you like it. Evil, I dare say, you do not really comprehend what you mean. Surely you don't mean the children. Yes, the test you underwent on your way to see me. Surely you realize there's no need to kill those children. You could have walked right past them, yet you chose to kill them. Thus, you show the type of human you are. It is a reflection of your nature. As I'm sure you have surmised, the Artifice Project is due to the work of the 3 races that were constructed by your people, humans, as weapons of war. Satyrs, fauns, and we elves. Those we called the Obsidian Order created us. But now that they are gone, we are forced to seek our own way. Yet humans do not let us live. I know you were at the Blood River Massacre. You saw what humans will not let us live in peace. Well, we came up with an interesting solution. You may even call it elegant. Bone steel. I understand you found one of them at Blood River. Ironically enough, one of the first designs from Project Artifice. I'm sure you've determined for yourself that humans who come to Artifice are ready to die. They do not wish to contribute to society. They do not wish to help anyone other than themselves. They just want their pleasures sated. And we do so, for a time, until the forges are ready for more bone. You see, Avatar, as I said, elegant. The machines of war you invented are using you as machines of their own war, to defend against their parents who would kill them all. Oh, don't be naive. We cannot live in peace with your kind. It is the nature of the strong to rule over the weak and to take whatever the weak produce. You can complain about the lack of justice and compassion involved, but simply what it is. You taught us that after all. You kill your own kind. Why should you wait even a moment to kill us while we are weak? Yet we learned our weaknesses. We learned your weaknesses, your emotions, your drives. It turns out humans are far weaker. And with the help of Hephaestus, Anapa, and we Virtus elves will have all the weapons we need to defend ourselves with the strongest bound known metal, human bone. Hephaestus. A rather odd fellow, but useful. Boreas brought him on originally as an armorer for his palace guard. We've given him significantly more work in the forges, which makes him happy. And he's non-human, so the source of material does not bother him in the slightest. Boreas. Oh, that poor forgotten man. He's still here. You must be waiting to see him, aren't you? I'll lift the wards and let you pass. There. The Titan of Truth, Boreas, will now grant you an audience. You seem surprised. You are not my prisoner. You're just another test, after all, another refinement of the Artifice Project. I do have to warn you, Avatar, you may not like what you find. Truth is often such. That's exactly what Dr. Zaya said in the original Planet of the Apes. You may not like what you find. All right, so let's go talk to Boreas, the Titan, and see what's going on. This used to be the Halls of Truth, and now it's just a horrible perversion place. So here's this big church kind of thing. Get some light in here. It's all torn up. Look at that. There's Boreas. He's an old skeleton. Here's we want to take that bone steel crown. So we found Boreas. Find out more about the crown. Okay, so we want to find out more about this crown we just took. And so he's dead. So let's go back here. Oh my goodness, look what happened to my head. He went bald. Wait a minute, let's see. Oh, they put the crown on my head. I don't want the crown there. All right. We don't want to wear that crown. The crown is bad news. That crown is very bad news. So here we go. Here we go into we're in the depths of this thing now. And this is where the forge is. And here's this Hephaestus or whatever his name is. Busy, busy, busy. Hello, human. Not many to get this far. Standing up, I mean. I am Hephaestus, and I run the forge. Interesting. You're able to actually pick it up. Didn't expect that. Thought only Titans could. You aren't a Titan, are you? No, obviously not. Well, obviously not. You're much too small. Although size means nothing, of course. I mean, I am smaller than you, but I built Forge. Ha! But still don't pick it up. Oh, I know. You are an avatar. Yes, you have a destiny. Boreas talked about destiny and prophecy much. This before Artifice, when this was the Hall of Truth. Different now, obviously. He mentions you come, but he did not stare at silly crown. That's why you be careful using the crown. It trapped Boreas. It trapped you too. Anyway, you say you must do things. Do you want to know what they are? Of course I do. You might have to follow destiny. You need to go to the library downstairs. There's a fawn there. He not like other fawns. He like you. He have his own path. He lost it. You go show it to him. Then come back. Okay, so there's 3 entrances out of this room. The 2 on the side don't go anywhere. So you want to go around this thing, this door, into this big library down here. And we're looking for some fawn. Now we walk straight ahead to here, and right here is our friend Kiakis again. It's good to confirm you're still well, Killdozer. I confess I do not understand what is happening here. Artifice seems to be a creation of Virtus elves, yet we should not do such a thing. Many humans are being killed for weapons for elves. This is a mistake. Having strong weapons will not protect us, we Virtus elves. The humans outnumber us by many thousands. We cannot win a war. This is what makes us different from the Obsidian elves. We must speak with Kyriad on this. Kyriad is the leader of the Virtus elves. There are 2 possibilities explaining this place and his involvement. It is my village and my home. I wonder how many of us know what is happening here. I hope for your sake very few. Let's look on this book. I found it on a fawn caravan that had been abandoned and wrecked in an attack, along with some rare bone steel weapons that were ignored by the attackers. It is a puzzle to me. Bone steel. Bone steel is a tragedy and an abomination. If we use bone steel weaponry, we are no better than those that seek our death. Fawn. The fawns have a cruel fate. They are bound, much as we are, by the Obsidians to slavery. However, their slavery continues, and they are bound to the Satyr Masters by bonds they cannot easily be broken. All right, we got to click on a lot of these things. Blah, 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 blah. I am looking for a fawn. Find a fawn in Lyceum. This is Lyceum. So we came in that door right there. We see Kiakis. And we're going to go right down here. And this is where Perry, the fawn, is. And we need to get this guy started. Not many come this far. There's Kiakis, the elf. He's nice. Hephaestus is nice. Click on these. Artifice. Bad place. Satyrs. They scare me. I didn't used to be so scared. I wrote a book once about how we could be stronger together and resist. That was so long ago. I don't think I can do that anymore. This is what we're looking for. Stronger together. Yeah. We were, how can I say, made to obey, but you can still not obey. You can obey slow. You can obey wrong. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. You had to be strong, though. It hurts. It hurts so much. And it made me angry. We shouldn't hurt. It's not right. None of this is right. We should fight. But we're small and they're big. Perry stands a little taller. Fight. We have to fight to be free. Free. Why did I give up? I shouldn't be here. Perry stands a little taller. He is almost not hunched over at all. His eyes are angry and fierce. Click on free. You convince Perry the Unchained to resume his fight to free his people. Yes, we need to fight and be free. It'll be hard and it will hurt some of us. Blah, 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 blah. So now he's a tough guy again. Perry is standing tall and looking you in the eyes. He says this. You've never seen a fawn like this. The fawns will always remember the name of Killdozer, I promise. All right. We now need to return to Hephaestus. So we're going to go back this way. And back up here. And we want this guy to unlock the door. Down here. Yeah, because what he said, save me, go to Hephaestus, I'll be okay, and to lift the lock on the gate. Okay, let's see. Lift the lock. I don't understand. Okay. There you go. Is that the original Mark 1A dagger you have? Odd that. Older model. We gave it to Satyrs. You don't need it. You need to go find other Titans. Granus and Sequana. Sequana is over by Salva's Bridge. Granus, he fights war with my people. I hope to tell him to stop that. War is silly. Good for business, though. Go to Highvale. His empire starts there. Both of them. I gain 100,000 experience needed for skill development. Anyway, you go now. I throw switch. Open door. Exit in Lyceum. Go, go. Okay, this is where I've gotten stuck several times. He says that he's lifted the lock, but I could never figure out how to get back out of here. What you need to do is go back the way we came, back into this library. I've gone through that maze again. I've gone all over the place. Go back down this way. There's Kiakis. Pass him. There's Perry. Turn left here. We're looking for another door. Exit. Go up this way. And that's it. Exit the halls of Artifice. We're going to be in Elysian Ruins. Now, why they dump us out here, I don't know. But now all we need to do is run through the map. And we will be out of here. And that's the path of truth. That's it. So, let's recap. We talked to a guy in Blood River, who sent us to a guy in Aerie, who sent us to a guy in Vertas, who sent us to a woman in Janiford, who sent us to a guy in Kiln, who sent us to a guy in Etceter, who sent us to a guy in Xenos, who sent us to Artifice, and we talked to a bunch of people, and then we're out. And we're down here. And Xenos is right over there. So we are finished. The entire story was basically just talking. Going to one person after another and just chatting. I don't know. They told us a lot of stuff, but you didn't actually get to participate. We didn't participate in any of the story. We just kind of talked to people who had been involved, which is kind of my problem with it. But we have 100,000 points. Let's check this out. Yep. I now have 328,000 in my pool for adventuring and crafting at 277, so that's really good. And that is the path of truth. So, I think we'll just call that a day. That is the path of truth. Until next time, this is Greg29407, along with Killdozer, saying au revoir, and we will see you next time.